Okay, let's try this again. Welcome to a PJ Chats with Lily from my car because I'm at the gym. I'm not home, but my guest is in France. So we're going to go ahead and get her back on here. Here we go. Quick synopsis because we had to start the live all over again. We are going to be talking about healing the heart. If you've been lied to, betrayed, if you've had moments where you don't feel like you can go on, and the holidays sometimes does that to us. So Olivia and I have been having some heart-to-heart conversations throughout the last couple of months, right? And I thought you could come on here, and I'm just trying to catch everybody up because we had to do this over again. I have no idea what I did, but I brought somebody else on in the video. I'm like, what did I just do?
I saw that. I was like, wait, what's going on? Did you just
It's
like
like,
push me
what
out of the
happened?
live?
What just so I don't know if you can see me better, but I should see you, and that's what matters.
Okay, well,
Because
as long as you can see me, as long as everybody can see me. Hello, Natasha. Hey, Makita. AM Pam, and Pam, whatever, everybody tuning on. I really do appreciate it. And today, I know we were wanting to talk about healing the heart. And I don't know how you want to like throw this. I'm happy to flow with you.
yeah, I'll throw
Olivia.
some questions out there and then kind of just speak from the heart. It's why I love having you on PJ Chats
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, like attracts like, right? And one of the things that attracted me to you on Clubhouse was your ability to be transparent, and you shared a lot of your pain. You really shared your growth. And when we
yeah,
heal, the world
yeah,
heals. And there's a
yeah.
couple of people I'd like to say hello to that are from Clubhouse. Ant-Man is actually from Clubhouse. He was always on
Oh,
with Coach up there in
love
Canada.
that.
So thank you for those of you that are watching live. For those of you that watch the replay, I
Yeah,
know sometimes people love to hide and they watch the replay, but at the end of the day, we're here for you.
yeah,
Healing is so important. We could say we
yeah,
want to heal, but here's your first question, Olivia, because
yeah.
healing, yes, we can observe that we have things that we need to heal. But what would you say is an action that you personally took to heal the heart? And I always
Yeah.
say whether breakups are romantic, breakups can be in business,
Yeah,
partnerships,
of
breakups can
course.
be friendships. I had a
Yeah.
32-year friendship that my friend decided she didn't really want me in her life, and I had to deal with that in 2021. So what was an action that you took, if you could share with us, to put you
Yeah.
on that healing journey?
Yeah. Well, first of all, for a bit of context, in the last probably what where it was September, well, August. Okay, but let's say in the last like 3 months, breakup to losing a 7-year relationship to just it ending to losing our friend that we had in common, Jesse Lee Ward, to having to move flat, so 7 years of stuff that had been stacked up, to having to live in a suitcase for 2 weeks, and moving houses, to finding the flat that I'm living in, which is funny because I'm surrounded by Latinos, and only finding in 3 months. I think in that moment it's the trust in yourself, it's the trust in healing with you. And it never really does. I mean, it does heal. I got sparked today by somebody that was saying, hey, what has been like the best out of this whole year? And she didn't know what I'd been through. And so I told her, I don't think this year has really been what's the best moment, or, what I'm grateful for, or, because I was like, I've been through like some shit. But I will tell her that it's the fact that I got myself and I picked myself up. And I think that comes down to confidence. And I think why you, Lily, and myself, we connect so well. And also for the ones that are tuning in, if they connected to us or you, it's because there's something in us that brings them hope. And for me, you asked the question, like, what was the first action to heal? Well, it's not something I'm still working on, but it's leaving my room of grieving something old, the old me that cannot stay where I am. And in that growth, there's been a growth, and that separation I can't go back to. And so my action, which has actually saved my soul. And that's why I'm always like, guys, you need to find your passion. You need to find your purpose because that is what's going to fuel you. Had I not had my network marketing business and the fact that I could pour every single day and just run with, the discipline of showing up, even if it didn't really make sense, but pour from a cup that was semi-empty, but I could give a smile, that helped me so much. And that's why I'm so adamant about, guys, you have to heal your old self and you cannot go back because you've grown from that breakup. You've grown from that hurt. You've grown from that relationship. I mean, Lily, I'm sure you've grown from that relationship that you had back in the past. It hurts when you lose a friend for X amount of years and you've known, but there's some things that have to leave the weight onto the floor in order for you to grow into the next level of you. And always have to remind myself, and this was one that I had to heal with, is you can't take everyone to your destination because not everyone is gifted or prepared to receive what you have been received, because God gives you something that no man, no woman can have. Um, and so my action was healing the heart, is leaving myself cry for 24, 48 hours and then just picking myself up. Like I have no choice. I have to move. So yeah.
You say, you had no choice, you had to move, but I wanna elaborate on network marketing because you threw it out there, and that's one thing you and I have in common as well, is the
Yeah.
industry we work in.
Yeah.
We do have a choice, right? We can sulk.
Yeah.
And I always say, sit with the pain, cry your eyes out. In my case, I got caught up in a relationship that I really had high expectations for, and I guess, like my counselor said, how do you know he was even saying the truth, right? Like, we assume that someone is saying the truth. And my
Yeah.
counselor had mentioned something. For all you know, he doesn't really have a sick family member. For all you know, he really just didn't want to see you anymore and he lied. So, why do we believe that people have integrity? Why do we see goodness in other people? And I think in many ways, Olivia, being in network marketing, we are surrounded. Surrounded. I can start naming them off, right? We've got so many mentors. We're
Yeah.
surrounded by growth. I've been in the end, I'm a little older than you are. We won't
Yeah.
tell anybody.
Yeah.
But 20 years I've been in this industry, the good, the bad, the
Yeah.
ugly. But the best of this industry is the personal development that it comes with.
Yeah.
And you made a choice. You made a
Yeah.
decision to get up, pick yourself up, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm still in there. I'm still in the what just happened mode because the whole ghosting thing, I will never understand that. I think to me it's a disrespect to the other person
Yeah. I
not
mean,
to
I might as well have you like ghost, like tell me that you don't want to do business with me or you don't
exactly.
want to talk to
Yeah,
me, then
just
leave me
say
unread. Like
yeah.
that just doesn't make
don't
any sense to me.
don't to me it is so disrespectful. So I really think my counselor hit the nail on the head. When
Yeah.
someone is a liar, and
Yeah.
they're not being honest, and they're making up stories, and they're tugging at your heart just to take advantage of you, that's where I have to make a decision, right, and get mad and say, okay,
Yeah.
I am not going to be someone's um like a fool. And that's where I don't know who's out there, I don't know who's listening. We're here to share our hearts because during the holidays, when we're feeling down, when we feel lied to, betrayed, lonely, right? When we don't have like a family to break bread with, we can
Yeah.
easily fall into a depression. So
Yeah.
I love that, Olivia, you have picked yourself up, right? You said you lived out of a
Yeah.
suitcase for 2 weeks, right? Now
Yeah.
you're in a new flat. You're surrounded by Latinas. I think that's a sign. Um, what would you say, being that network marketing gave you so many mentors? What would you say to somebody that's listening going, wait, I don't want to be considered a liar and I don't want to be considered a ghoster, and I really want to do well by others. What
Yeah.
kind of mentoring do you recommend for someone that's sitting watching this going, I want to come out of my pain, I want to get up and I want to pick myself up? What kind of mentoring would you offer?
Yeah. I mean, I think that and here Miss Cake 13 talked about boundaries. And just going back to the fact that of course, I had a choice. I could have like not decided to, but in that moment, in that instance of me not having a choice, I'm not giving myself a choice. Like I don't have anything else to turn back to. In the sense that I've just given my all to network marketing. At this point, I might as well do this 1,000%. And just go in all into entrepreneurship. Like working for someone just doesn't even work for me. But at this point, that's another subject for another time. But for somebody that is listening here, like what is the next step in personal development, either network marketing or not? I mean, Lily's an absolute great leader, but there's so much that she can teach you that sometimes you need to hear from external people. It's clearing that boundary of understanding that what is it that I do not accept anymore. Like I wrote this, and I think I talked about it on my last podcast, is we give our trust to a lot of people and help them out in so many different ways. But the last person that we trust is ourselves. And it should be the other way around, like putting that mask as oxygen first before you help anybody else. And when that comes down to what is it that Olivia, I'll take my example for me. Like this is what I said. I said, Olivia, what is it that you want in 2023, in the next 2024, right? Like where's the vision? Where are we heading? What is it that you're just like, enough is enough of? And for me, that was um, understanding what I do not tolerate anymore. What did I not get right in this relationship? Right? Because it's also my fault if it ended. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. If a relationship ended, it's also because like there's somebody in there. Like a guy does not fight in a relationship by himself. Like there's something that you pushed him to. And I think I had my wrong, and there's just things that just did not work, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But what is it that I'm not having anymore? That piece of paper on the left hand side, and saying, I'm not tolerating this anymore. Like this old person that I was, I'm not wanting it. Draw the line in the sand. Who is it that I want to be a better person? Maybe a better communicator, right? What is the next like person that I want to become? Like, because we only become the person that we decide that we want. And sometimes being on the edge of life, or God, I always say, God never, if you make a mistake once, it's fine. You didn't really understand. Don't worry. But if you make it twice, that's on you. Like you gotta understand like why the same pattern is going up. Like why are you
Yeah.
attracting
It's a
broke
pattern.
men? Or why are you attracting,
Yeah.
people that are ugly, or whatever it is. But why are you attracting those same things? And for me, in my case, it was like I had to learn, okay, Olivia, for example, I know, like I've said it online already before, like the next person I'm meeting, I will marry. But in between that set of like the one I will marry and between all those like other, there's no other people, right? Like, but I've set myself, like, I know exactly what I want because I don't want to tolerate what I had before. But that comes with conviction, and the conviction comes with showing up as the better version of me.
You're
Lipstick,
using the word tolerate.
go for it.
You're using the word tolerate. And I love that she just put on here, what should we dismiss, right? For me, I tolerate a lot of emotional unavailability. I try to do the communication for both, right?
Yeah,
Whenever I've fallen in love and I allow someone into my heart, like when I say that, I mean someone who's met my kids, right? that's
yeah,
that's how I define someone I'm ready to marry, right? And I find that I love how she said this, right? Tolerate. What are we no longer going to tolerate? Emotional unavailability. When someone is
yeah,
not available emotional, just because I'm healthy in my communication, I
yeah,
cannot be healthy for both people. If the other person
absolutely,
is doing the work, like, and that's the thing,
absolutely.
right? I've always said I would want someone to be patient with me while I'm doing the work. But the thing is,
Yeah,
people say they want to do the work, but they don't take action. And then there's people like you, Olivia, right? We lost an incredible friend a couple of weeks ago, right? Jessie Lee Ward was one of the most determined, resilient human beings I've ever met. And there was no
same.
getting in her way. Like
No,
there was no distracting her.
no,
And I love that you did so much mentoring with her, because I know she took you under her wing, right? And the fact that you're able to pick yourself up, the fact that you're able to say, okay, no, I am not going to tolerate this. Wouldn't you say that it's because you took the action you needed to take to heal the heart?
oh yeah. I think the thing that you just said is Everything I say I do it. I heard this the other day, and I think the quote from like whatever cake you were talking about, the Galdines, I can't remember where I heard about that with that sentence, but yep, it definitely did. Um, I heard in order for you to build your discipline, it's not the discipline and the confidence grows throughout time. It's a promise to your new self that you say you're going to do. And I realize in order for me to be better version of me, I have to say what I'm going to do and I've got to do it. So that's why I'm so semi-public on social media. Not real, like I only share what I want to share. But what I say I'm going to do, and I heard this from Fraser Brooks, and I guess also Jesse Lee, you put one foot in terms of as you're going up the stairs, right? You have your right foot, you go up the first stair, right? And then automatically you need to put the left foot. You're not going to just keep on hopping onto the right foot, the right foot, the right foot to the top of the stairs. And so the right foot is learning something, and the left foot is the skills. So the right foot, I'm going to learn something every single day. Maybe it'll be getting out of my fear, or maybe it'll be listening to a podcast. I mean, I'm very close to Fraser Brooks, who's in network marketing, is just because he's the only one that I can really relate to. And finding somebody that you guys can relate to, I highly recommend that. Jessie Lee too. Like she was like, I don't even know who I would else follow in the industry because like I don't relate to anybody else apart from Fraser Brooks. But that's my discipline where I learn all the time, which is my healing part, right?
Uber discipline,
Understanding
like
what
she said in the comments. Uber discipline.
yeah,
Yep.
uber discipline. Like there's nothing else. I don't go to the gym to CrossFit because I like it. I go one because one, it's a little bit more expansive. I have to go because it pushes my buttons. Number two, I'm gonna get high quality people. And number three, I just want something that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do like some workouts and it frustrates me, but I do it because I know if I go to the gym, I won't be able to do that. So the left foot is the skills. How can I get better? So for example, me, I'll be maybe working more storytelling. I don't know if you guys have seen it in the last, or maybe not. Maybe Lily, you have seen, but I'm just getting better at storytelling and telling stories about X, Y, Z, and
You have.
showing you various different things in my life, right? So that is a skill that I've learned because I listened to a podcast that was telling about learning skills and getting better at storytelling. You can do both, right? And so that's my healing has been a bit external. I haven't really faced the fact that yes, sometimes I do feel alone in my own flat. Like yes, the girl today asked me, what was the best thing, and it reminded me of my ex. I get those moments too, but I choose which one I want to give more energy to. And I know that personal development, listening to music, worship music, has just helped me. And yeah, here I see you frame it in your mind the correct way so that you're not going to fight it. Yeah, your brain doesn't know what's different, doesn't know what's right or wrong. So I'm telling my brain, I'm going to focus on things. Like I always try and put myself, so in this healing journey, the relationship didn't work, it's fine. I do tapping, and so I will heal myself. I'll talk nicely to myself. I must say I have a great family that just surrounds me and has always been there for me and has, just lifted me up. The 2 weeks where I was in my suitcase, when the suitcase, one was back in Paris with my family, and then one was with my uncle. So I have a great support. But if I did not have that, I would tune into podcasts. I would tune into free.com, YouTube, Google. And then second, music. Music has saved my soul. I know, I mean, Lily, you're Latina, so like any kind of music, but not music, oh, Chris Brown, like, you broke my heart. No, 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 no. Music that you can worship, in my case, God, right?
What
Whatever
we
you
think
need to
about
worship.
comes about. It's that music that's putting in things that what we're thinking on it. It's
Yeah,
giving us that let's get up and let's get going. Yeah.
yeah. That's what's healed me.
And yes, I do believe that the brain, literally the body follows the brain. Whatsoever a
Absolutely.
man thinketh, so is he. Think on things that are a good report, things that are honest, things that are, you know, and we're gonna end it with this because this is the final question to you, right? There's one thing I stay focused on, and it's I've got to stop. Wait, reverse. Dr. Joe Dispenza says our
Yeah.
personal reality is directly linked to our personality. So if we want our personal
Mhm.
reality to change, we got to change
Yeah.
the personality. And see,
Yeah.
I do a lot of the I'm going to do unto you the way I'd like you to do unto me. But I'd love for you to give some final words on, we can't expect everyone to be us, right? So if we pour our heart, if we show up for someone, we cannot expect that that person is going to show up for us or cuddle with us or be our safe place. We can only determine that we are a safe place. And can you finish off our live here with how do we encourage someone that doesn't feel like they have a safe place? A lot of times I feel like who can I open up my heart to? Because I've done that and I've heard, oh, wait a minute, but you've got it made. Like you have this and you have that. And how can you not be happy? You're happy chica online. So it's very few and far between when I can really just let go and take a deep breath and feel safe in someone's presence to be able to cry and to be able to break down and know that it's okay. So, how would you encourage someone that's out there that doesn't feel they have a safe place to go to?
Oh, that is a really difficult one because I grew up in a family where love was the base. So I've always, turned to my sisters or my family. Um, Occasionally, like I will open up to a few strangers. I don't know. Sometimes you just feel so safe in their space. Um, I would definitely encourage to start talking and speaking in finding that safe place because you create it. Like
Right.
if anybody does, I'm sure Lily or myself, if anybody needs to talk or message, I'm only a DM away, right? I'm not a therapist, but like if you want to talk, like I'm absolutely my DMs are always open because I know what it feels to feel lonely. I know what it feels to go and live in another country and nobody's replying. I've always just tuned into my gut feeling, but then I don't know, is it just because like sometimes I'll just talk to God and I'll be like, boom, hey, Um, so it is a very difficult one that I don't really have the answer to if I have to be perfectly honest. If somebody was new to this and didn't know who to talk to, um, yeah, it's pretty a tricky one. You caught me on that one.
No, and I
Um,
appreciate your transparency, Olivia, because see, sometimes
yeah,
other people see in us something that we don't
yeah.
see in ourselves. And you are so non-judgmental. You are so transparent with your own pain. And that makes you a safe place. And I have a verse that I have written on a sticky note in my office, and it says, come to me, all of ye who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And those moments where I feel let down, like I will straight up tell somebody, like, I just need to cuddle. Can you come hold me? And when we get rejected, I am reminded by that verse that nothing can separate us from the love of God. And when we feel that we have no one to turn to or we're rejected, right, by the people we kind of wish would love us, sometimes it's our parents, sometimes it's our spouses, sometimes it's our lovers, sometimes it's our children, right? Whenever we feel rejected, there is no doubt that God is always going to hold us close to his bosom. And you, believe it or not, my dear, and I know I caught you for a spin there, but you represent that so well, because every single time we've had the opportunity to work together on a DM, we've never tried to convince each other to do each other's businesses. We've always
Oh,
honored where we are. So if you're not following Olivia, I highly recommend you click that little button up there, give her a follow. Her videos are super entertaining. Girl, you've gotten where sometimes I'm like driving and I can't watch all of it. So I go back home and I'm like, I watch the replays because I love what you're doing. I love that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And when we heal the world. So thank you for being a
yeah.
healer. Thank you for being a light bearer. And I look forward to one day doing this live in person. Okay.
Person. No, we definitely will do it in person. And I will say, for example, I'll wrap this up with this, but the healing journey will also mean sometimes taking, time for yourself. The other loss, I think, I haven't been live for, I don't know if you've seen, for the last couple of days, is because I just have not had the energy at all. If I have to be perfectly honest, Lily, I have been in a place where I'm like, I don't know if I can continue, showing up. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I was messaging Fraser. I'm like, dude, like, how long does this last? Like, can you just pick me up? And he's like, and he said something that resonated, and hopefully this will resonate for you. If what you're doing right now isn't bringing you joy, you need to find something else. And I know live is something that just fuels my heart. I really do like it. I feel as if I can inspire one person on one platform, which I go live in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, then I'm happy in some way, shape, or form, right? Regardless if you buy, you don't buy, whatever, it doesn't matter. At least if I change your life, I'm happy. But I told him, I'm like, I'm just emotionally out because I haven't really had like a holiday since like shutting off from this whole, the breakup, the moves, etc. I've been like running like a mad woman. So I haven't really taken holiday off to shut off. But since we're in holiday season, I gotta sell my products. So like I'm not going anywhere right now. So I gotta sell. But he was like, you need to find and maybe reduce showing up on social media, or maybe just turning into more of like your own cocoon for a while, having people pray over you. I know Jason, for example, jumped on, so he's a great prayer. But having people that will pour into you for like a snippet of a season, snippet of a week or a couple of days, for you to be able to grow back into who you are. And the fact that you, Lily, messaged me the other day, I wasn't feeling that great. But when you said, let's just jump on and do a live, and I couldn't do it at 7 because I was in the city, but we said, hey, let's do it later. That is what fueled me. And so, my message for you guys in your healing process, in your healing growth, find the thing that will just light your fire up. And whatever that is, run for it, run with it. And just, it doesn't matter who likes what you have to do. I mean, gosh, today I did get a couple of like nasty messages, but you know what? As Jesus says, you turn the cheek the other way. It doesn't matter. Not everybody's supposed to understand what you're supposed to do, know your calling. Somebody just messaged me out the blues like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, can you not read my damn like profile? Like, what you think I do? But it's the laser focus on you in your healing, and at some point it will make sense. It's just sometimes God won't give you that make sense straight away, and it may be in a year or two. But I just want to say, Lily, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for just picking me up at this, it's 11:34. I would not miss it, even if it was like in Paris, because I'm in London, but even if it was in Paris time, or maybe I was in Japan, I probably would have still done a live with you. So I just want to say I'm just so grateful for you. I cannot wait to see you at some point in
Yeah.
the US. I will definitely come. I've already put that on the board, so we're coming. But thank you so much, Lily. I appreciate you and everybody tuning in. Do do grow. Keep on growing. Lily's an awesome human being. She's worth so much gold. So you guys are greatly connected to her.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And always have a bed at Casa Lily. So keep it on that vision board because you're going to be here in Florida one day soon. I love you very
I
much.
will.
Thank you,
Love
everybody,
you
for
guys.
watching, and keep growing. Keep growing.
Ciao. Yeah, keep
Ciao.
going. Ciao, ciao.